All right, just the two of us.
Just
Cute.
the two of us.
Yeah.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just
You
the
and
two of
I.
us. Yep. Q has to help with his on the wife's side of the family do some stuff, so it's just us two. Me and Q had a tour. Now it's our turn. Um, College football recap. We had. Let's just bring it up for the Iowa fans. This is the Make Tool Mad segment of the pod. Sparty beats up on Iowa. They came in, I believe, when I looked, they had like the 14th ranked offense in the Big Ten, somewhere along those lines before this game. And they were able to put 468 yards of offense on that tough Iowa D.
Didn't punt.
Yeah,
Not once.
never trailed. It's it's like the argument we had in the Snapchat group just the other day. What happens when you haven't been able to throw the ball and your run gets stopped? You go to Michigan State and get beat by a struggling Michigan State team.
Yeah, I really didn't get to watch a whole lot of, any of the games because I was at the Iowa State game, but literally every time they scored, they're just kicking a field goal, kicking a field goal, kicking a field goal. And
Yep.
then it seemed like Iowa turned it on a little bit in the second half, but it was just too much to overcome. I mean, their offense is not built to come back from 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I was more impressed by Michigan State because going into that game, I was like, Iowa's D should shut them down, and Iowa should come out of this with like a 10 to 14 point win, more than likely.
yeah, for sure.
So good signs by the quarterback there turning it around. Sorry, Tool, but you can't get mad because I talked shit to you when you were on the pod. So that me talking shit now,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. I do it both ways. Illini bust out their throwback unis. They win 21-7 convincingly over what I don't think is a good Michigan team at all. They don't have a quarterback, nothing. What did you think about the uniforms?
I didn't mind the jerseys because they look like the Jack Trice ones Iowa State wore. The
Uh-huh.
helmets for me, I wasn't sold on the helmets. Wasn't.
When I first saw that picture Q posted and I called them just straight ass, they looked better in like on TV than they did like on social media. I will give it that. I liked them a little bit more than from what the pictures I saw.
Mhm.
But
I
I
didn't
don't
see him. I
know.
didn't see him in game time. I didn't watch the game, so I didn't see him.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
can't really.
they look better on the TV screen than just on X. Nothing much out of that game, though. I didn't watch much of it. I just know that Michigan just doesn't have a quarterback this year, and they're just struggling, which I think we all saw coming out of that. What?
But you got to take Michigan this week.
Yeah, who they play?
Michigan State.
Oh man,
It's
bounce back game,
it's
kind of
a
like Michigan State.
it's a sell high buy low point right there.
Yeah, yeah.
It opened at 7 and it's at 3.5, possibly gonna be 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn. Okay. I, I,
yeah.
hmm.
That's what I'm
Don't hate
feeling.
that logic then. One that I think we both didn't see coming the way we were predicting, Indiana smashes Nebraska.
Yeah, that game was actually decent for first quarter and a half, and then Indiana
Yeah,
just was blood in the water, and they just ran it up on them.
yeah. They were getting turnovers, stopping Nebraska on like fourth and like twos and threes or whatever when Nebraska would
Yeah,
get in the red zone. It was never close, and
yeah.
I thought Nebraska with the points and the under for that one, and I don't know what the over under in that game was, but I'm assuming it cashed with ease.
I would think so.
Um, Tennessee over Bama,
Not really,
24-17.
not that shocking. I mean, like when we talked about before, I said I'd lean Alabama just because of the experience of Noto over Nico, but when you're pumping in that fake noise in there, it gets to them.
Yeah.
There was I don't for you listeners, there was an Alabama radio person that said that they're pumping fake noise into the Tennessee stadium, and Tennessee took
Which,
that personal.
yeah, I mean, Neyland's a big spot, but I mean, there's been teams, I don't know so much in the college ranks, but NFL teams have been caught doing such a thing
Yeah,
too before. So it wouldn't be shocking, but it's like, who cares? The more shocking thing I thought was that the fans stormed rushed the field and tore the goalpost down. I know it's like the biggest rivalry for them, they would probably
yeah.
say, but I think what coming into that, Tennessee was ranked higher than Alabama too, so it wasn't like,
I think it's just because they did it last time they beat Alabama.
yeah, but the last time meant so much more. It had been
Yeah,
so long, and it was Nick Saban, and
maybe it's a thing. Like if you beat Alabama, you get to tear your
yeah,
goalpost down.
I know that they like to smoke the cigars on the field in the locker
Yes,
room, but
yes.
yeah, maybe that's just the thing. We haven't known because it's been so long normally when Tennessee beats Bama. Um, Sticking in the SEC, UGA welcomes Texas big boy style to the SEC, 30-15. You were right about this. Horns down all the way.
This seems to be a common trend around here. I mean, I'm sorry. Everyone was on Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought they would come out. I didn't see 23 nothing going into half, that's for
Oh
sure.
no, not me neither. No.
And what surprised me is so UGA goes up 23 nothing, and then they come out and kick an onside kick right away. And Texas recovers, and I looked at Pig, and for a second there I was like, Texas is going to come back off of this dumbass call.
Mm.
And we flipped the game, and when we flipped back, it was 23-15. And like Texas was kind of driving, and I looked at him and I was like, the dumbass onside. I thought I had it. I thought I had something there, but it didn't come through.
No,
Uh,
dude. What do you think about the fans getting that call overturned?
oh man, that was fucking chaotic,
That
and
was wild. I
it
thought that
sets
was so crazy. Like they're literally all that shit gets thrown. They're like, oh no, it's not a foul anymore. Like,
we're
dude, come on.
yeah,
Like, even if it's the wrong call, you gotta stick with it at that point. Like, you can't just
and
pick it up.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say is with the replay and the call, it was the right call, but the fact that everything's getting thrown at him and then they reverse it is a bad
Ridiculous.
look.
Ridiculous.
And
Do you?
speaking of, oh,
But
what
the
were you
best
gonna
part
say?
is so did you see what Vandy did this week?
No.
Vandy put up on their stadium in the front of their visitor section. They put up a net, like a
Oh
net. So
man.
that it's just like I think it's just a troll job,
Yeah,
but like
that's awesome.
yeah, it's hilarious.
But yeah, it sets a weird precedent. It's almost like saying, yo, if you get mad enough and you start throwing shit on the field, you might be able to get a call overturned that you don't like.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, Quick talk on this. I didn't even bring it up last week. I kind of was able to skate by it because we did the whole Lane Kiffin thing. Florida bounces back 48-20 behind the freshman shine. Lagway didn't throw for any
Yeah, I saw a
touchdowns.
ball though. Holy cow!
Yeah, he Ball rushed for 5, tied Trey Burton and Tim Tebow's record for most rushing touchdowns in a game. True freshman. He was the ETN replacement, and I'm not confident to say, but I'm pretty happy with the replacement we got to back it up.
But
Um,
he didn't have that many yards though, did he?
I forgot to look at the stat sheet for sure. I don't think he was over 100, but I want to
Yeah,
say he was probably around like the 80 mark or so,
yeah, that's
somewhere
what I
in
thought.
that.
Because I was like, I looked at the box score and I was like, oh, they really don't have that many like yards for scoring 40. And then I was like, where the hell do these points come from? And then it was like, ball, 1 yard rush, ball, 1 yard rush, ball,
Yeah,
1 yard. I was like, Jesus.
and it helped. Lagway, though, I saw before getting on this. I didn't look up how many 20 plus yards he threw, but he led all of college football this week with efficiency for 20-yard plus passes with like 62% completion rate. And that's what he brings. He brings bad mistakes because he's a freshman. He threw a
Mm.
bad pick, but he also brings a weapon where you can stretch the field. And that's all I wanted. And I was like,
Yeah.
let's take our lumps with him.
And you hope
So,
that over the this year and maybe part of next year, he progresses or matures enough to
yeah.
eliminate those mistakes. And
He's going to get a lot. I mean, Mertz isn't coming back, so he's got the rest of this season to earn all
what
that
a blessing
experience.
for you Florida fans.
And it's going to be a tough sled because now we start the hardest part of our schedule. We got Georgia, we got Ole Miss, we got LSU.
And
And then
Tennessee too. I don't know.
no, Florida State. Florida State's the only nice little cupcake it's looking
Oh,
like that
catch
we
that.
really have a chance.
God damn it.
Drop.
No, it wasn't dropped, but he was fucking
But
wide open.
that's enough on the Florida talk. Defense has really improved. Actually, one little side note: we should be 5-2. Billy Napier, why didn't you go for two? It looks a
Yeah,
whole lot different if you're 5-2 right now with two ranked losses
yeah.
in the top
And State should
15.
be 7-0, and they are. So
Yeah. Well, good transition because Iowa State survives the UCF scare,
that was the
38-35.
Iowa
You were
State
there in
scare.
person. What
Jesus
was the
Christ.
vibes?
Vibes were pretty rough for a little bit, and it was really just we gave up less than 100 yards passing in the game, and literally we gave up like a 80-yard run, 80-yard pick six, basically a 70-yard pick six, a 70-yard touchdown run. So in like 4 plays, they had 4 touchdowns for like 300 yards, and it was like, oh my god!
That's
Literally besides
wild.
that, yeah, I was like, my god. Um,
Was it on the sorry to interrupt, but was the pick six the play with the drop right before the goal line? It was,
yeah,
right?
well,
Or
it was the second one.
one of them, yeah.
Yeah, where they ruled it dead. And I was literally having right in front of our end zone, and I was literally screaming at the top of my lungs at Carson Brown to pick up the ball, just screaming, and he obviously couldn't hear me. But then they had to review it. They're like, the people around me were like, "Do you really think he dropped the ball?" I go, "I fucking know he did."
Yeah,
And all of a
yeah.
sudden they show on the replay, they're like, "Holy shit, dude!" And I was like, "And that dumbass didn't pick up the fucking ball."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it
That
was kind of dumb. I thought maybe that they were gonna flag UCF for touching the ball because the guys that touched the ball went out of bounds, but they ruled that it had been too long and
well,
it died, play had been dead, so they got
see
the ball at the
my
1. But I was like, how does that? Like,
yeah, my thinking while watching it, because you don't really see where they do it and the ball just sits in the end zone and no one touches it. This might be one of the very first times I've seen it. So while I'm watching it, my thought process was it was a dead ball and Iowa State would get it, kind of like when you punt the ball, it goes into the end zone. It's kind of like a transaction, it's not a kick,
yeah,
but that they let go of it before, so they released it. It rolls in the end zone, and I was thinking, oh, Iowa State ball, touchback.
yeah,
But
I don't
obviously
know.
not the case.
Yeah, and then the state crowd's like, yeah, and they're like, they get the ball to 1. I'm like, all right, we just delayed the inevitable. Like,
Yeah,
then they scored the next play, and I was like, okay, well, but other than that, Iowa State had 1 point, had a 0.1% chance to win the football game.
I saw
And
that.
I thought we were gonna touch
Who was it?
former Gator D-Rob touchdown.
Oh, fuck, I forgot D-Rob's playing for the Rams.
D-Rob.
Good
Oh,
for him.
there's a flag.
Oh, no.
I think it's PI. But sorry, folks. Rams fan playing the Vikings. Oh, another
Yeah.
time to hate on Tua, by the way, right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. There we go.
um, get a lot of game left. A lot of game left. Sorry, just happy. Um, so yeah, we had a 0.1% chance to win. We had a deep bomb to Knoll,
Yeah,
stalled out, had to kick a field goal, and then we had to stop him. And Malik Verdon made a game-saving tackle on Harvey, and
yeah,
we got the ball back. Dude, I mean, I've been to probably 60 plus Iowa State football games in my life, and I was the most calm one in the stadium, probably besides the players and the coaches. But, it was so funny because we had like a minute 48 with no timeouts. And I'm like, guys, I've done this a million times in NCAA, nothing to worry about.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, just can't take a sack, just can't turn the ball over. All right, that's all we gotta do. And dude, they're like, we first play was out of bounds, and then Rocco scrambled, get the first down. I was like, all right, time stops.
That
We're
pass he made along the sidelines towards
oh
the end
yeah,
there,
to
too. The
Knoll
pass
was
and catch, yeah.
oh yeah, he had a couple great plays, and he's looking good, dude. I mean, he
He
has
did have some sketch plays, though, too.
yeah. The one pick six was his fault. The other one wasn't. But other than that, I mean, he makes the right reads. He extends the plays, especially on the drive. He's pretty cool, calm, collected. Um, he's only a sophomore. I mean, he
Yeah.
started basically all most of the games last year, so that
Yeah,
helps obviously. So hopefully, maybe Lagway can do the same thing and transition that way.
I would
I
enjoy
mean,
that.
he's good enough for us to win football games, but he's not like so good. He's gonna like leave and go to the NFL, so that's like
Right.
perfect for us.
Yep.
Even though I don't think he's really that way. Um, yeah, it was just I mean, one of the funnest games I've been to at Iowa State, and um, that stat I told you guys in the chat, before last Saturday, that was the first game-winning or go-ahead touchdown in the final minute for Iowa State since 2011.
Yeah, that's wild.
So in 13 years, that was the
Yeah.
first time they scored in a touchdown in the final minute to win a game.
Which, like you said, it just shows that normally you guys were losing those close games like that.
Yes, yes, I mean, normally, yeah, it's always
Like
like that.
we're
And,
like, yeah.
or I mean, we won
But
in overtime and stuff like that, or
yeah,
by field goals, but
right, field goals, but
it was great. I mean, we lost. Tight end got injured. Best running back got injured. I mean, not Abu, but Hansen, who's been playing the best for us,
yeah.
got hurt. I mean, he came back in for like the last drive, a couple plays on the goal line, but they said that he didn't play for like a whole 2 quarters. So we have a bye week this week. It's
I was
perfect
about to
time to
say,
get
so
healthy.
yeah,
Try to get healthy. I'll play Texas Tech for homecoming.
yeah. Florida also on the bye.
This
Going to
might be apple
this,
picking week.
yeah, I was about to say going into this week, I was just trying to find like ranked on ranked matches.
LSU
So
A&M is probably the best.
yeah, yeah. So that is number 25 or no, number 8 LSU versus number 14 Texas A&M at the 12th man. A&M favored by 2.5. What do you say?
You already know the pick.
Do I? I haven't looked at
Yes,
the action app.
you got to know the pick. You don't even you just look at the spread, look at the teams, and you already know who you're taking.
I kind of want to go home team with A&M, but I don't know if that's the right pick with that
You
one.
got to take Giga Aggies at home.
Okay, okay. I'm still good then. My learning
If
process is still working
if
here.
LSU would have lost last week, we probably would have been on LSU because they would
Bounce
have been,
back.
yeah, they probably would have been like 4 or 5 point dogs. But at 2.5, it really comes down to A&M's quarterback play with
I was supposed
Leland.
to say, is he the starter
Um,
again? I knew at
yeah,
one point they put him back. I didn't know if he was still
um,
rolling.
I'm really not sold on Nussmeier anyways. Still,
I'm not either.
LSU squeaked out a win against Ole Miss. They
Yep.
played decent against Arkansas, but Arkansas
Yeah.
is just because
All right.
they're on the
Yeah.
road. Um, Not sold on them yet. And A&M's at home. We already saw what A&M can do at home against Missouri. I don't think Missouri's
Yep.
that good either, but um, we'll
It was
see,
a
I
top
guess.
10 win at the time. Um, yeah, I agree. Notre Dame, number 12 versus number 24, Navy. It's the first time since Navy and Army have been ranked in the top 25 since World War II, by the way.
Man, that's kind of rough.
And
How, wait. Serious? Here's my Q take of the week right here. If this is me being Q now. So, you're telling me how were Army and Navy ranked if they were in World War II? Like, they would have been fighting the Germans and playing
they,
football at the same time. How does that work?
they were flying back across overseas to get the games in. The starting quarterback was lost due to a fucking grenade this
Fucking,
week, guys.
yeah, dude. Jesus.
I don't know. You know, the service academy schools, I kind of like taking them when you're getting almost 14 just because you know they're going to slow the game down.
Yeah, and then
But
I don't know. Notre Dame is kind of good, kind of not. I think they've already got that early season loss where they know if they lose again, they're out of the playoffs.
and I don't know
So
if Navy's pass defense is as good as Army's because I know Army actually has a pretty good ranked pass defense. Um, but Riley Leonard, he likes to run the ball more than he passes. His weapons with his feet. So I'm thinking Navy might have a chance to at least slow that part of his game down and make him a true passer.
yeah, I mean,
But
I
it's
think
probably a game I
yeah,
won't touch or bet
yeah.
unless I'm
I think
feeling
it's
frisky.
capped pretty. I think it'll be like, I mean, at worst 7, 10, 14, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Had to just try and find ranked matchups. Illini versus Oregon. Oregon minus 21.5. I don't know if this is a situation where it's too many points again, like the Penn State ordeal, but I don't trust Illinois to keep up with Oregon. I'd probably lay the
I
points if I
mean,
had
this is
to.
another one. If Illinois can score 7 or 10 points, they probably cover.
I should have looked up the over under because that's probably more of the play.
I think it's
Probably
only like
under.
48, 40,
I wouldn't feel
48 maybe.
I wouldn't feel bad going under and like Illinois only scores 7, but like Oregon scores 28, 35, something around 31 points around there.
I'm gonna pull it up right here.
I guess that would 31-7 would make it 38, so you're pushing at that point, but
Right
what's
now,
that line?
if I can find it,
39.5.
no, it's 54.5.
Oh,
It's higher than I thought.
54. Yeah, I would take the under because I don't think Illinois is going to score a whole lot, and I don't know. I mean, Oregon, I guess, could boat race, but I'd like my
So they're
odds.
saying they're gonna win like
I could
30,
see like
31,
31-7.
17,
I
31,
could see
17.
31-7. I don't even know if Illini score
Yeah,
17,
yeah,
but
that's
that would be my play then. I'd go under.
don't hate it.
Number 5, Texas, minus 19 versus, I don't know when the last time we were able to even say this, number 25, Vandy. At Vandy, they took Bama
Dude,
down already at home.
do you know what's wild? Is this? Do you know who Vandy lost to earlier this year?
Who did they lose to? I heard they had a loss already. No, I don't know who they lost to.
Georgia Southern, who's currently getting
Oh,
destroyed right now by ODU.
Mollywop by them.
Isn't that crazy that they're getting
That
ranked like that? I mean, obviously they beat Tennessee and Alabama, or
No, they
not
haven't played
Tennessee.
Tennessee yet.
They
They
play out. They
beat
beat Alabama
Kentucky
and
and
Kentucky. There you go.
Alabama, and that was when people thought
So
Kentucky was
obviously
still
they can
good.
overlook the Georgia Southern, like, but
Yeah.
my lord.
I mean,
Um,
definitely a bounce back game, but I feel like back when you played Nick Saban teams, there was a fatigue after playing that game, and Georgia who just like played some hard mouth, like smash mouth football on you. I might lean Vandy in the points.
is
19's a
Vandy's
good
playing
amount.
Texas?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking bounce back Texas here.
The bounce
Um,
back's definitely a possibility.
but I don't know. That's a lot of points. I don't on the road. I get it.
A
I
lot
mean,
of, yeah, I mean, everyone,
these are
Vandy,
ones I
but
these are ones I just avoid because
yeah.
it
Yeah,
could go there.
once again, I will not be betting that game. Gun to head, I'd be like, give me Vandy in the points. Um, Last one on the card, just because, Northwestern versus Iowa. Iowa minus 14. Hawkeyes bounce back game. Give me the Hawks.
Yeah, I mean the Hawks are gonna win, but
I don't,
typically
yeah, I guess I shouldn't say
they
cover.
normally struggle with Northwestern now,
That's
but
true.
that's usually on the road. And god damn it, Sam Darnold. Oh, I think he's out of bounds. Anyways, um, yeah, I think if Cade plays bad, they win like 17-7.
Yeah,
If he plays good, they win like 27-7.
yeah,
One of those things.
one way or the
So
other. I don't think
I don't know.
Northwestern's been that good either this year.
No, they've been pretty bad, bad. So
Moving on to the big boy football. NFL recap. Steelers over the Jets. 37-15. Are the Jets just ass? The people want to know.
I don't think they're ass. I think they're just dysfunctional.
I was going to say,
Just
yeah, what's the problem now? Because they got Devontae, they have Rodgers, who's old, but they got Brees Hall. They have weapons. The defense was supposed to always be pretty dang good. And
I
it's
don't
just,
know.
I've lost so
When
much
like
money on the Jets too this year. I hate them. I just keep on thinking this is the week.
so like when like Rodgers at Green Bay, he was kind of just like running the ship and just getting in the flow of offense. There's just no flow for him to get into,
No,
and so it's just tough. I don't know. They just look out of sorts, and I don't think their O line's playing that good right now.
that's
Um,
true. O-line's always been an issue for him
and their
too.
defense is a little hurt. I know that. And then
They
they just,
get Reddick back now. I saw that he finally
yeah.
signed.
And so, I mean, I don't know. They just kind of look dysfunctional. Like I said, I mean, hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, for their sake, hopefully they should be able to turn around. But
I don't mind watching the chaos. It has to suck if you're Adams. I know he didn't play last week, but he went from losing to the Steelers last week to losing
oh,
to the,
Adams did play
two
last
weeks
week.
ago, or 2 weeks ago, I mean.
Oh yeah,
He went from losing to the Steelers while on the Raiders to then last
yeah,
week losing to the Steelers on the Jets. Back-to-back L's to the Steelers.
yeah.
Who looked good with, I will say, Russell Wilson didn't look too bad. In the beginning, I was like, oh, this dude, everyone's going to be so mad that they started him because he was not looking hot. And then he finally got into kind of a groove. He looked decent, serviceable.
Well, I never really saw the. I've never watched too much Steelers, but I knew from like last year that the O line was a big problem. But the O line looked pretty decent against
Yeah.
the Jets. I mean, running the ball, they actually ran the ball a lot more than I thought they
Yep.
would, and which I think helped us a lot. Um, yeah, I was kind of surprised by them. They played pretty well.
Yep. Um, this was a close one, and they're playing right now, but the Lions give the Vikings their first L, win 31-29.
Love that.
Yeah, that was awesome. I don't hate the Lions like I do the Vikings and Bears because they've just always been like the lovable
Well, you need to
losers.
be a big
So
Rams fan right now.
yeah, oh, huge fan, Rams fan
Yes.
tonight. I didn't watch much of this game because Green Bay was on, I believe, the same time as this one was. But at one point I saw it was like the Vikings up 10-0. Then I looked again and it was the Lions up 21-10. And then
Yeah.
I looked again and Montgomery's fumbling for me, getting scooped and scored, and the Vikings are
Yeah,
in the
dude.
lead again. And I'm like, what is going on with this
Dude, the
game?
Vikings are the luckiest team in the NFL so far. Like that scoop and score, like literally set them
You
up.
wouldn't say the Chiefs though? I
Um,
think the Chiefs might be
no,
the
I think,
likely toe out of bounds by barely by inches to not lose the first game
oh
of the year,
yeah.
and
I mean, okay, you can
there's a few
toss
more that
up,
I'm probably
toss
forgetting, but
up.
that was a big one. Okay.
All right. Well,
Um,
it's
speaking of the
20.
Chiefs, actually, they stay undefeated. They hand the Niners a loss, winning 28-18. Once again, they just didn't really look that great, but it doesn't matter if you look great or not if you're winning.
Yeah, their defense played good, and obviously Ayuk got hurt, and
Debo
49ers
was
offense.
out.
Yeah, Debo had pneumonia and
Yeah.
played like 3 plays, and I was just like, I can't do it. He actually went to
Yeah.
the hospital this week,
Yeah,
so
he did. Yeah, he did.
so um,
At one point,
yeah,
I think Mahomes had like only 114 yards passing and two picks in the third quarter, and I was like, Jesus, what is going on?
yeah,
And they
dude.
were still up like 7 or like 10. Like,
He literally has just turned in. He used to be just like 350 yards a game, 4 touchdowns. He's literally just like a check down Teddy, not really checking the ball down, but he just nickels and dimes you now down the field, and
yeah,
that's just what they're. I mean, they don't have Rice, they don't have Hollywood, they don't have their top wide receivers, so
yeah, no
they're just doing what they
Pacheco
need to
either.
win. So,
They get
um,
Hopkins. They just landed him in the trade, but is he washed? I kind of feel like he's washed, but maybe it's just because he hasn't had a quarterback in
yeah, I
Tennessee.
don't. I
So
think that they'll be able to work him in somehow. I don't know.
yeah,
They kind of have like they got Worthy, who's a speed serve, and then they got DeAndre, who's I mean, he's a little bit of everything, but now at this age, he's more of a probably just a route runner more than
yeah.
anything. But we'll see how it works out. I mean, obviously, he's going to hurt him.
I was going to say, yeah, it definitely won't be a bad thing. Lamar moves to 23-1 against the NFC with the 41-31 win, and the Bucs season just almost implodes on them as they watch Mike Evans go down. Chris Godwin's career
Foot go
end.
backwards.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw
Um.
that. I saw it live, and I was like, oh. And then
Yeah.
Joe Buck's like, we're not going to show you that. I was like,
Thank
thanks,
you.
dude.
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to see that again,
Like,
man.
fucking gross. I was like, and it happens they're down 10 with like 40 seconds left. I was like,
Yep.
I get you want to win and had your stats, but god damn.
So it's just impressive that Lamar just continues to just dominate the NFC, and it's also impressive that his one loss is to. Do you know?
Uh, It's obviously not a player. I mean, I probably wouldn't know.
Danny Dimes,
Wow,
which
that's
is like,
almost
wow. Yeah.
that completely negates the 23 and
Does
one.
it make it look like 1 in 23 now, knowing that? Like, he
Wow,
gets 23 losses. But yeah, that's about my biggest note is just how he just keeps beating the NFC. Um, Packers, they got to Stroud, made him look panicked in the pocket, signed the new kicker Brandon McManus. He sends us with the
Brandon
W.
McRapist.
Yeah. Yeah, what he was found not guilty,
Yeah,
obviously, but I didn't
they said,
even realize that until like a few
yeah.
weeks ago, and I was like, wait, what happened?
Someone on a plane said he groped him or something,
I
or
think it was on the
touched
like
him.
coming back from Europe or something when he was like with
Hmm.
the Jags or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when Urban Meyer was there.
Yeah, dude, Urban Meyer kicked him in the ass during practice and stuff when he would miss field goals.
That's
But he
wild.
did miss this last weekend, sending us to the 24-22 win. I had Stroud and Diggs playing on my fantasy team, which was not a good thing.
Oh,
I feel like if I could have got some production, it would have been a nice close one with
who'd
us. I
you
think
lose to?
yeah, I lost to fucking you.
Oh,
I
thanks.
think it was like 102 to 88 or 105-88,
Yeah,
and that
it
was with
was.
Stroud and Diggs just going completely ghost. I
I
mean, you
had
had
Debo who
Debo, you
played
had
3
Debo,
plays.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, shit, the way Stroud or Diggs was playing, it was almost like he only played 3 plays. Um, but it was hard to be mad too because being a Packers fan, that's also what I wanted to see was the defense getting at
yeah, you
after
take
it.
it. You take it.
Yeah,
Just
gotta
don't
take
get
your wins
last.
when you
That's all you
can.
gotta do. Don't get
Yeah,
last.
yeah. Shout out Tito for losing. Um, Rams. They're playing right now, but they won against the Raiders last week, 20-15. Q's not
Q.
on
That's
here. I,
that's the
I
reason
really
why he's
wanted
not
to hear
here.
the
That's
rant.
why he's not
Yeah,
here.
he had
He's
to duck.
dodging. He's
He's like,
dodging.
I can't listen to this.
Yeah, he's dodging. This is well-timed Q rant right here.
Yeah,
That's,
this is
well,
normally where we would fill in the space.
um, I know that AOC broke his hand, and then
Yep.
so Minshew had to come in. Um, I don't think either team played very well. I know the Rams didn't play very well, but they also didn't. They look a lot better tonight. I'll tell you that. But they also have their
Yeah.
best 2 wide receivers back. Um, I don't know. We just didn't have to win. That's I get. I mean,
Yeah, and I didn't watch any of this, so we're missing Q's input on what he really thinks about it, but
I think they better
obviously
tank and just take Shadeur or Beck,
trying to
or
yeah.
I don't think Beck's
It
gonna be that high of a draft pick. Or
sounds like they're probably in line for Sanders. I don't know. The Tom Brady move, he's supposed to be more involved when it comes
I
to
don't
like
know.
the drafting of the next quarterback and he
I don't
trains.
think you want the distractions of Shadeur, but
No, but I mean, I will
what
say he's a
old
pretty good
theory?
quarterback. Oh,
Raiders basically tank, fire Pierce, hire Dion, draft Shadeur.
oh man.
I mean, that's not too far out there.
No. I mean, I could believe it because I only thought he was going to stick around at Colorado until his sons left. I thought maybe he might get a bigger job, so that would be technically correct with what I was kind of lining up with my thought
Yeah, I
process.
mean, in Vegas, that's not too far from Boulder the way it is now.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
kind of like your conspiracy theory with that one.
I mean, I'm
Need to push the
not.
narrative on that.
Yeah, you heard it here first, everybody. If it
Yeah.
happens,
We need Mason and Matt, our fiercest ex-warriors, to tag under every breaking news report like credit
yeah,
Knuckleheads Pod, credit.
yeah, but
But that's all I had for the recap. Going into the preview, the NFL is hard for me. Like college football, you can do the rankings type deal and you can kind of pick out good matchups. The NFL, anything can happen. So I kind of just tried to look for 2 good record teams going against each other. It was kind of hard to find, so not a whole lot here. Also throwing in the Packers, of course, because they're the squad. They're -3.5 against the Jags coming back from London. Give me Green Bay just because the Jags, normally teams take a bye after the London match, and the Jags decided to kind of pass on that. So I'm just going to say fatigue and everything from coming back from
they're there for
overseas.
2 weeks.
Yeah, so their bodies got too used to that over the pond weather and time Now they're
We
back
got
in Florida.
pause for
Oh,
station identification.
oh. But yeah, I like Green Bay to cover that.
All right, we just got 4th and inches. Okay, cool.
Nice.
All right. So this line opened up at 5.5 or 6,
Oh,
and I liked Green Bay then, and I was like, ooh, and then it went down and down and down. I said, now I like the Jets, and
yeah.
now I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I text our um text Cat because he's a Green Bay fucking nerd,
Yeah, he is a
and
nerd.
he thinks Jags are win outright, and I
Mm.
was like, dude, I don't know how that even happens. Like
Green Bay
every
does play bad in the state of Florida, though. I will say that. We normally
like
don't play our best games.
everything in my mind says that Green Bay should just fucking whop these dudes because they're bad. The Jags
They
are
are
bad.
bad. They are bad, and yeah, my only logic is that they decide not to take the bye, which almost every team does coming back from London. So I'm
So
just banking off of fatigue or something. Their body clocks aren't set right yet.
if it hits 3, I'll be on the Packers, but if not, I'll probably stay away for now.
Yeah,
But
I
I
wish.
don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm not gonna bet it because I try not to bet on my favorite teams. But I wish you didn't tell me how far the lines drop down
Yeah,
because
it's
that's scary right
disgusting.
there. Um, well, Q's not here, so we can quick skip this almost probably. Kansas City minus 9.5 versus the Raiders.
Um,
Might like the Raiders
yeah,
to cover though because it's just like I don't know.
because Kansas City never covered double digits.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the Raiders is probably the right side, but I don't know if I can touch
I
it, dude. Those
can't.
that
Yeah,
team's
I'm not betting it. I'm not betting it whatsoever. But if this would be a gun to the head, I'd take the Raiders just
I
at
probably
home
would
and nine
too.
and a half. Kansas City hasn't been playing lights out. The Raiders, I don't know. They're due every once in a while for a win against them. I know that they just beat them last year, but maybe they're due again.
Let's
Um,
go. That
Bears.
was a bad call. We just got a
Oh,
great call. We just
what's the
got a
score of
great
that
call.
game?
21-20, and we
Hmm.
are now on the goal or in the goal to go, maybe.
Hmm. Bears minus 3 versus the Commanders.
I don't
Maybe
think
no
Daniels
Jaden
is playing.
Daniels.
I don't think he's
Yeah.
playing. I
Then
teased the Commanders when they're 2.5 up to 8.5. Basically just banking on that he was going to play. And if he
yeah.
didn't, it was going to be Mariota, and I think still figured they'd probably cover 8.5
Oh
at least.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think that's a stat line. If Daniels plays, I think it'll close it even.
Yep.
But are the Bears that good?
They've only beat really bad teams if you look at it.
Yeah,
I don't think any of their wins the teams are above 500 by any means. So, to be
and they're on
determined.
the road to the East Coast. I mean, I don't know.
If
Washington
yeah,
should be a big bet, but I know
it,
with Daniels and
if Daniels doesn't play, I would like the Bears minus 3. I wouldn't mind having Washington plus 8.5 though. I would
yeah.
also I like your logic with that.
Well, I think if
Um,
Daniels gets rules officially out, it'll probably go up to 4 or
go up,
5.
yeah, you would think.
Probably 4. Probably won't. Might touch 5, but it won't stay there.
But yeah, that I guess you can't even call it. I was gonna say it'd be the Bears' first test game, but I don't even call it a test if Daniels isn't
Daniels
playing.
isn't
Yeah,
playing.
can't. Bills minus 3 versus the Seahawks. No DK for the Seahawks. Um,
I like the Bills. I
I
don't.
like the Bills
I
too.
think it's just because Seattle beat Atlanta, and so they're kind of getting overvalued. The Bills kind of just stick around. Touchdown, D-Rob again. Wish I had him for 2+ touchdowns tonight. Go for 2 and make it a 9-point game.
Yes,
Call it on the
sir.
game. No, don't go for 2. Um, Cat's gonna be messaging me here in 2 seconds because he told me to bet the Rams. He said bet the Rams, count your money, and I said I'm scared,
Yeah, I
dude.
saw he took them plus 3.5, plus 3, and money line. He loaded
I don't
up
know.
on
I
them.
don't know if Cat listens to the pod, but the dude's probably one of the sharpest dudes I know in NFL, and he usually bets the worst team, and they
Yeah,
usually always end up covering. Like he'll probably be on the Raiders this weekend. He's already on the Browns with Winston, which I know that.
I don't hate that one though.
No, he got well. he and I both got 10.5, 11, and it sounded like 8.
Yeah.
So we're pretty. Me and him speak a lot. I'm bouncing back and forth on just what the podcasts we follow and
Yeah.
stats and stuff like that, and how we feel about games, and especially in college, because I mean, being the Big 12, I kind of feel like I got an insight, and I keep track of all those games, and
Yeah.
him being in the Big 10 with Iowa helps. And sometimes I even ask you about the SEC, like, are these dudes really trash or what?
Yeah, he does.
So,
Yeah. He normally tries to take his jabs, but
oh
Cat's
yeah,
a good
jab
guy.
master. Cat is a jab master. You
My
just
only
can't fall
jab,
off of it.
my only jab that I can throw, well, actually I could throw at him is Iowa and Florida have the same record, and he's been trying to tell me Florida's trash, so I don't know what that makes Iowa because we've definitely played harder opponents. And my only other jab is tonight he took Syracuse and I took Pitt, and Pitt
Oh
is
man,
mollywopping Syracuse.
yeah, McCord definitely. You
And
definitely
I
don't
think
see a
that
man
dude just
throw
broke
three,
his
four,
ankle
sixes.
for Syracuse. Yeah, that's
You're
that
gonna
is
have a
one.
bad time.
Yeah, you can't win your bet if that
So
happens. And
yeah.
you're not planning that when you bet it, so I get it. This one I might need talked out of because I just don't understand. Falcons -2.5 versus the Bucks. Falcons, right?
Yeah. I guess after those injuries,
Yeah, I
they
was
got
I was thinking that the
McMillan.
line would be higher though. 2.5 makes me seem like they want you to take the Falcons, and it's the Bucks.
Yeah, the Falcons haven't been playing that well. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Divisional game too.
Yeah, Cousins didn't play well last week. Kind of could be a bounce back time for him this week.
Yeah,
Bucks
I'd have
have
to
all
look into
the
that one. I'd
injuries.
probably lean
Yeah,
Falcons on that at home.
I need talked
Bucks.
out of it because I like it. I like it a lot.
You're not gonna get it from me.
Damn it. But that was the last game for the NFL preview that I had. I don't know. Do you have any other one that I'm missing
uh,
there?
what about Cincy Philly?
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
everyone thinks that Philly should be favored in this game.
I like
I think
Cincy.
I think Cincy's winning this game.
Yeah.
Um, I their offense is hot right now. Their defense, I'll tell you now, is ass, but Philly's offense is ass. So I think that'll cancel out. Um,
I agree. I like Cincy in that spot.
other than that, yeah, that's really I don't care about.
Yeah.
Denver,
A lot.
Carolina is a wild line. I'll tell you that right now.
What's the line on that one?
10.5. You're telling me you're gonna play Bo Nix like 10.5? Like,
I don't think so.
but Bryce Young is playing for Carolina.
Maybe.
No
Maybe
way,
then.
bro. No way.
um, this is normally where we would kick it to Q for the Q curse of the week. He wanted to give me the curse, but I had to tell him no because it's just not. It doesn't hit the same as me saying it. It's not Dylan's curse or Q's curse presented by Dylan. So I did keep just to update the record though. He'll stay at 4-2, and I stopped keeping track against the spread. So we're just going straight up. If you're not betting these straight up, I don't know what you're doing anyways. He's up plus 5.4 units right now. 4-2,
Oh
up 5 units.
man.
It's because which impressive because all the time he's cursing the favorite, so you're getting good value on the money line with the team he's cursing.
Yeah.
So, and then my other side note is our locks last week go 2-0. It was a 3-0 basically lock segment.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State almost pulls up the upset on BYU, which would have been huge for Iowa State. I would
No, we
think
want. I
you
think we
are.
want BYU to
Oh, you
win,
want BYU? Okay, there
so
we
we don't have to
go.
play K State. My personal
Mm,
opinion. I'd
okay.
much rather play BYU, who lock of the week is losing this weekend. UCF
UCF.
locking it up.
That is a very fishy line. UCF is what, -1? They're the favorite right
-1,
now.
-2, yeah.
Yeah. So don't hate that just because of the logic there. And I mean, if it's not broke, you don't fix
You
it.
stop it.
You don't
No.
fix it. And I know Miami's defense isn't the greatest, so 3 touchdowns, lane 21, not the
No
biggest
way.
fan,
No way.
but
Yes.
I
Not as a
have
lock. That's a
I have
best bet
to.
you got.
I have it's not the best bet, but if it's not broke, don't Don't fix it. It's 6-1 on the year. It just cashes. It's so profitable. Give me them. Miami -21. Florida State can't move the ball. They can't score. Miami's defense isn't great, but they're not going against a juggernaut offense that has momentum either. So we'll see.
I don't know.
To be
That's all.
continued on that.
That, as Q would say, that is a lot of points.
It is a lot of points rivalry game too, but fuck it. Um, I forgot trivia. I didn't really have anything for trivia. Did you got anything?
See.
It might be a trivia. Sometimes you can't have a trivia week.
Well, I
Sometimes
didn't really have trivia, but I just had like it's like an opinion, like, what do you think, or who do you think will
okay.
win this or that? So
Yeah.
after I watched this play, thank God. So I'm gonna rattle off. I gotta pull up my sheet here. Here are some NFL records. So you have the entire NFL, active
hmm
NFL right now. You have to give me your opinion on who you think has the best chance of breaking these records if they could be broken.
Okay.
All right. Who do you think could break? I gotta look it up right here. Most career touchdowns. Jerry Rice has it as 208.
Mm.
One NFL player. That's a while, dude. I mean, Jerry Rice played in the league for 19 years.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who could have some longevity and a
That's a,
touchdown machine. You would think a wideout the way the league's going right now.
yeah.
I don't know if the running game ever comes back.
208 touchdowns. That's literally 10 plus for
A
20 years.
part of me wants to say like Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's what I'd
I
go.
mean,
I'm thinking maybe, okay, this is cheating because it's college play, but maybe like Ryan Williams makes it to the NFL when he's like
okay.
19,
Yeah, because he can play for a very long
for
time if
20
if
years,
he doesn't get hit with the injury bug. If you're playing no injuries in this, but yeah, Jefferson right now would be my best guess, just with active players.
All right. What about most touchdowns in a game?
Who has the most right now?
It's six. With like, there's like
Six,
seven players tied with
probably
six. So who
tied.
do you think could score? That's so many. Remember what Kamara did to the Vikings, I think, on Christmas Day?
Yep.
Is that right? Christmas Day?
Six. God damn.
Like, wide receiver scoring six touchdowns
No.
in a game.
This is where I was like, you almost got to go running back.
Like, I'm only thinking like Henry probably
I was
could.
gonna say Derrick Henry as my pick.
Maybe
Um,
Jonathan Taylor if they were good.
I wanted to say Walker for the Seahawks, maybe if you're like,
Yeah.
he could pound it in just to, or
Whoa.
like,
Whoa.
pause, um, or like Montgomery or Gibbs,
Yeah.
maybe one of
Like a high
those two,
scoring
either
offense.
or. Yeah,
What about like
I wouldn't hit that one.
sneak flyer like Brian Robinson
Yeah,
from Washington because they score so many points?
I was about to say, I was trying to think of like, yeah, I kind of almost like Gibbs maybe because he could be dual, where he could like catch two, run for four or something type shit.
Yeah. All these rushing ones are just like, whew. This is a record I didn't know. Most rushing attempts without a fumble.
Ooh,
It's from 2006 to 2009.
who
Can you
holds that?
guess
Does
it?
it tell you?
Yeah.
2006, 2009.
This probably would have been his prime years. He's probably on the Chargers.
LT?
Yeah, LT.
I wouldn't have been able to guess LT. As soon as you said team, I, I locked in with it. Huh. Without a fumble.
Hmm.
Jonathan Taylor, maybe? I feel like he doesn't cough the
Yeah,
ball up too
I don't
much.
know. I mean, I don't really. That one's kind of
That one's a tough one, but I'm just throwing a name. JT. Old Dominion
man, like
crushed.
rushing. So who do you think could possibly break the rushing record? I don't even know if it'll ever be broken anymore, dude. I mean, Henry's on pace
Henry's
right
the
now,
closest one, yeah, so you would almost have to
but
say him, but
dude, he's like 31, 32.
how far away is he? He's
He's
like,
on
what, at
pace,
16K?
something like that.
Something around there?
Well, he's at 16K, but I'm not talking about career. I'm talking season.
No. Oh, season.
So
Okay.
it's like
I thought you were talking
2100,
career. Um, yeah, you'd still have to
2100.
go Henry. You would have to go Henry just based off the way the Ravens' offensive style is. They're gonna run the ball. They're gonna run the damn ball.
What about like? I mean, could Lamar ever get like 1500?
If he was back at Louisville, going against
Dude,
ACC defenses, yeah.
that was a wild time.
I just don't see a quarterback rushing. I don't know. Vic, did Vic ever rush for that much in a
I don't know.
season?
I'm gonna try to look.
Yeah, I was about to say fact check me on it, but I don't remember the last time a quarterback just rushed for 1,000 in a year in the NFL. Obviously, the NFL's been always like stay in the pocket pass dominant until like 10 or so years ago. Besides Vic, Vic was like that unicorn.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, fact check us on that one. Someone tell me the last time a quarterback rushed for 1,000 yards in the NFL.
Oh, it was definitely Lamar. I can tell you that. Lamar did it. I swear.
Or besides Lamar, I guess,
Oh,
is what I was getting at. If it's ever been done besides him. Vic
has
would
to
be
be
my closest
big.
guess, but I
Has to be
don't know.
big.
I don't know.
But yeah, so that's just some ones I thought of or saw on here that.
Didn't hate it. Kind of a nice little fun game that made me think. Probably said like the obvious cop out answers with a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
mean,
those, but it's hard not to on the spot. Um, so yeah, that wraps it up. That's the last thing I had on the docket. So hopefully next week it will be the three of us, so you guys can get Q's rants, his takes, his no
yeah,
sigs.
it's a pretty subtle podcast today.
Yeah, it was. He's normally the guy that's gonna bring some random shit that just makes you go, what, huh? I missed it a little bit. We were straight and focused on the narrow tonight, though.
Yeah, we were.
All
It was
time.
it was a business trip.
You
Business
brought
trip.
the Q random moments with the Raiders game, but we need that. You
and
got to
and
keep
the
everyone
World
on
War
feet.
II.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
So
receive a hate message tomorrow about that. I
yeah.
promise you that.
But shout out Q, shout out the listeners. Go like, subscribe, share.
Have we? So, like a month ago, I talked about us
We
doing
haven't
something.
hit the goal yet. We've been steady right where we are. I don't know. I've been trying to share more and get it out there more, but you just need people to share it and try and get people. You know, the thing was we just needed to hit it one time for Q to do. What was it again?
I
Was
don't
he
know,
gonna
grow
put the?
mustache. He's
Was
gonna
it
he's doing
99s?
99ers in his
Yeah,
nose, dude. Oh
99ers in
my
the
god.
nose. All you gotta
I'm about
do
to
is get a
I'm about to
hundred plus people.
pay bots to watch our show
Yeah,
so he gets to
that's
do
what I
it.
mean. If not, I mean, I would love them to continue listening, but if for just not one episode, all you need is to just get enough people to just be like, we're going to go to this YouTube and we're going to go to Spotify and we're going to listen to however
Spam it.
long
We're just
and
gonna
just spam
spam
the
it.
views. And I mean, if you guys want it, I know Mason and Matt want it, but how bad do you want it? Show me. But until next week, we're out of here. Peace.
Later.